Mooji. I'm also a doctor like the previous one, and I have similar experiences.
Yes.
But my question today is something to do with devotion. Because in the presence of someone like you, one can feel it, and it enters. But some part of the ego wants to remain as a devotee. Don't kill me totally. Please let me be. I'll be very small, but I will love the Guru. I will just adore him. He is what he is, and he is within you, and you are also him. But that one still remains and goes on questioning and wants to hold on to a small little corner. Doesn't matter. But I'll be there. I will love him.
Yeah. If your devotion brings you joy, because in our life we've been attached to many things, then finally you become attached to freedom, to the one who is free or reminds you of your own freedom. So maybe these one final attachments, you may say. If your attachment brings you joy and freedom, reminds you of who you are, then it will serve in your freedom. But if somehow it creates in you and somehow strengthens duality and separation in you, then also the Guru is also telling you, but this one, don't think so much of your teacher, your master, as the form also. It is your own self. There is no duality in that, like this. Then somehow that sense of separation, that sense of little me and big me, that will vanish for you. And somehow there is neither guru or disciple left. There is just that space in you. You can say like that. You are seeing that I'm sitting on the photograph of my own master, because tremendous love arises in my heart when I think of Papaji or Sri Ramana Maharishi or Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj or Lord Christ or something like that. That feeling is there. It doesn't create any duality in me. You see, moving around in the life, having so many people that you love and you're working together does not create duality in me. This is strange. I don't have to get rid of it because, I don't want to see it, I don't want to hear it, don't want to smell, don't want to speak, I don't want to... No, I don't accept that is a freedom. That's like a bondage. Let it all be. I have no criticism of it. Let it be there. But I'm not confused by that. It arises somehow inside the space of your own being, but it doesn't dominate you. It's not something that, you lose yourself, you forget what you truly are, like that. But if something, as you describe, it makes you feel tiny, and I'm just so tiny, and I can say, yes, but you're not tiny enough. You can even be more tiny. Why fight? Be so tiny that you are nothing. Be so tiny that you're nothing. Yesterday I was talking with me yesterday, and I was saying, sometimes I feel like my whole being shrinks to a tiny thing, smaller than a mustard seed. I feel like my whole being is somehow the size of an atom. But inside this atom, there's the whole universe is in there. And I am there. It's one of my little fun places. And I'm waiting to meet some little being where we can sit and have some chai in that little place. Because there's nothing to do or not to do or to fix or to change or to feel. There's nothing I'm separate from. I have no desire. I'm completely full. So full and so empty. But this image is so beautiful. So continue to be so tiny and tiny and tiny until you go beyond tiny. You become nothing at all. And in this nothingness, somehow there is such a fullness, actually, isn't it? You have no size. Be sizeless. You have no shape. Be formless. Like that.
It's the feeling of an ant wanting to taste the sugar and not become the sugar.
Why not be both? You're tasting the sugar of your own self as all this diversity which you can taste. It's not bad. It's okay. And at the same time, you are all of this. You're not determining. You're not, okay, I want to become. You're discovering, you're finding somehow.
Yes. When
all your concepts, your personal concepts have been washed out, new concepts don't come. Just fresh insight come. And inside that insight, somehow you find there's a harmony you cannot explain. If someone comes from the old regime of thinking and they're talking to you in that old language, you feel, oh, I don't know what to say to you. Sorry, I don't know what to say. I don't know nothing at all. I don't know nothing. No, it's not me. It's something else. I don't know anything. You may say that because you don't know what to say. But inside your own domain, inside, no. I don't know who can understand you. The one who also sees knows this thing. Knows this thing. That you have left the land of dreams. Still you're here. Still your senses are here. Still you can feel the power of love, the full joy of love, especially when you don't want anything. Can you imagine? You don't want anything, but somehow full love is fully here at the same time. What a joy. It's not a contract. It's not a commitment. No, it's just love. It's come like this. And it's not, oh, it's the same love for everything. I don't know. Each thing has its own flavor. You can enjoy the uniqueness of each flavor also. Yeah. And yet, it's a unity. It's a wholeness. It's a oneness at the same time. Keep coming. Keep disappearing. Please, keep disappearing. I say sometimes to some people, it is not your presence that attracts me, but your absence. It's your absence as you that is so full, isn't it?
Yes. I want to just say, my mother was a great scholar of Sanskrit. She used to translate Nisargadatta Maharaja's speech from Marathi to English. I have met him and I have taken his blessings. And my mother always told me, Shireen, why don't you listen? You will understand. Sometime you will understand. And I don't know if it's the fructification of that I meet you today and these few days. But that fills me with great joy and great love. And I feel, oh, the gurus are so awesome. They are so great. And then I say, oh, is this the little ego wanting to hang on to the gurus? That was what was, but it just floods me with great joy.
Yeah, it's just thought. All that other thing is this, you be careful, when follow, when just enjoy your love, be in love. Let be consumed in it, isn't it? It's not just to be some terrible duality. It's a love. And that love is also the expression of the joy and the guru in you. It's like that. What is the thing? I also know this thing. Because I would walk around and so much. Sometimes I would be walking in my town and I'm so full of bliss and I want to go and to talk to the Lord, and I go into McDonald's and I go to toilet in McDonald's because they closed the main toilet in my town and I couldn't go someplace quiet, So I go into McDonald's, I go inside, close the door. Open the door. You go on your way. What you can do, because you are so full of bliss and joy, you have to say thank you. It's like a release. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You don't feel like saying thank me. No, I feel saying thank you, thank you. You feel so good, so full of joy.
Yes.
That has not harmed me.
Okay.
It helped to disappear me. Isn't it?
Yes.
It's not going to harm you. Or is it, look, you're becoming attached. No, you are so full. You're overwhelmed. You say, oh, if this is attachment, then be fully attached then. Because, because even in this, that wherever there is me, there's a bit of funny smell, is there? This me feeling, oh yes, it's me. Then something feels uncomfortable. Something is disappearing, something is left. And somehow the me is gone, but I'm still here. You're finding that. The grace is dissolving like that.
Yes, I feel the grace dissolving.
Yes, yes.
I feel the grace is dissolving. I feel, I love him. I mean, I feel everyone is so...
We can see. She's blushing with bliss. Because what? How are you going to suppress this thing? It's erupting in you. You become a volcano of joy. Very great. It's like this, also like this. I was so like her. Or you see how she walks like this. You're so full of bliss you can't walk. You're like this, you can't walk. So full of joy, you know. This joy is also the perfume of your own self. Even not attached to it. It's just there. And this peace. And they are themselves washing out all the noise of personhood, which you don't need. We imagine, oh, without my person, without personality, I'm lost. No, no, no. You have lost only delusion. The personality is not the seat of joy. Then also, in the realization of the self, personality remains only on the surface. It is okay. It's not going to do any harm. It's okay. People say like this, but you don't know what it is. People say, oh, it's got a very attractive personality, but you don't know what that is. What is personality? You cannot find. It's like a word that has no substance. Like there's a word, but it doesn't point to anything now for you. And almost all the words, when you look into them, they don't point to anything. They all come back to the self. It's just another name for the self. Even words which are not nouns, they become the self. And what? Yeah, that's also the self. If, but, to, at least everything becomes somehow the expression of self. Then also forget about yourself. Forget about yourself. Something cuts the umbilical cord to the psychological mind. And still, there is perceiving, but there's not any build-up of stories. You don't need them. Somehow you may find that you are forgetting so many things. You cannot retain so much information. Because most of it is not needed. If a thing is truly needed, let's say needed, what determines needed? What determines if something is needed or not? You don't know. Just somehow energy is supplied to somehow fulfill that intention or that action. And when it is accomplished, its intention, it again melts away into silence. You're not doing anything. This is why more and more you're hearing people who are saying, I'm not doing anything. Some part of the mind goes, haha, you dropouts, good for nothing layabouts. Yeah, you don't understand, see. I am not doing anything. I have never done anything. Everything is unfolding, including what is happening in this body is unfolding. I am not doing this also. Sometimes I feel like I am doing, but still I am not doing. I have the feeling, yes, let's go and do this. And it takes place, but still inside in my heart, nothing has happened. I have not done anything at all. And there is no confusion about it. You become more and more comfortable with the paradoxes that come as the mind is being freed from the old dictatorship of ego. You understand without knowing how. You understand without theories. Somehow you simply know. Those of you in whom that voice calls you, calls your attention, your sense of self, home. Something is responding to that. And you're simply discovering more and more a kind of choiceless surrendering. Such wellness of being. It is like this. Sometimes there's a force that is inside our potential that seems to work to distract you from your own center, to keep us on the nipple of manifestation. But this also is going. It has to. This power is broken. Consider a circle inside which you are told, enter this circle. It is a circle of true opportunity for the realization of your own self. It requires a choice by you. Yes, I choose this. And thereby simply be here, nothing more. And everything you do, wherever you go, what you say, what you think, the circle takes care of it, the circle of being. It is in there. You don't have to scratch your head to solve anything. But understanding is taking place. More expansiveness, more insight come, and abandoning of all that is not in service to your own truth, automatically.